Hey everyone, Billy here from Chronically Bookish. I'm here to do a video about what I'm currently reading, as you can tell from the title. I've got 3 books to talk about. One book I've actually just finished, How to Stop Time by Matt Haig, so look out for that review in the end of month wrap up. So let's start with the first one, which is A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. This is a fantasy series. It's all about these 4 different Londons. So we've got Black London, which is dead. It's been consumed and eaten by magic. No one can get to it anymore. We've got White London, which is slowly dying of magic. Magic is slowly taking over the whole world. We've got Red London, which is the most balanced. It's the healthiest of the Londons in terms of non-magic and magic. There's that good balance there. And then we've got Grey London, which is basically like our world where there is no magic. Magic is dead in that particular world. And we follow Kel, who's the main character, who is an Antari. So basically that means in this world that the Antaris, they can control all magic. So all elements of magic. So he's one of the only people who can actually travel between these worlds. So initially, in the start of the series, his main role is to travel between the worlds and pass along correspondence between the royal families of all the worlds, except obviously Black London, which no one can get to. He's been adopted by the royal family in Red London. And so he has a brother, Reese, who's the Prince of Red London, and there's a really nice relationship there between the 2 brothers, despite the King and Queen not holding Kel to the same level as their biological child. Reese considers him his brother through and through. He would die for him, would do anything for them, and they're really close, really good friends, despite them being quite different from each other. Reese is very extroverted. He's really bombastic and outgoing and loves the attention and sleeps with everyone, which is, an unfortunate sort of trope that a lot of writers tend to do of bisexual characters being quite promiscuous, but hey, he loves it, no worries. So then we have Kel, who is quite quiet and doesn't like a whole lot of attention drawn to him. He's a very thoughtful character. He's really in his head a lot of the time. He's very serious as well. He takes things very seriously. So yeah, they're quite different from each other, but they are very, very close and they love each other very much. So there's a scene, so early on in the books, as I said, Kel's traveling between these worlds. He's also smuggling things from each of the different worlds, which is illegal, and taking them back, and he just has a collection of them. He doesn't really do anything with them. He just kind of trades things. And this is the catalyst for the rest of the books, and the sort of fallout from the consequences from those actions. It's a really, really well written magical system. The lore in it is great. The characters are really good. It's very plot centric, so there's a lot that happens. So the 3rd book in particular, it just doesn't stop right from the first page. You're just in it and it just keeps going, doesn't let up. It's a lot of fun. So it's a bit dark, but not too much. I personally can't handle when books are too heavy. I find it really affects my mood and my mental health. So I have to balance that out a lot, and I find this is a pretty good balance of light and dark. The next book I have is Parody No Straight by China Melville. Melville. So this is also another, it's actually a very dark book. It's really dense, it's long, the writing style is very descriptive, and he uses a lot of vocabulary that I'm not or very familiar with, so I have to spend a fair bit of time looking things up, getting the meanings of words, putting them in context. I've seen that a lot of people find that off-putting and they don't enjoy it and takes away from the story. I'm not finding that it's taking away from the story. It just means that it takes longer for me to read because I want to know what he means when he's, writing these words that I don't know. So I do stop and look it up and go back and then listen to it again. So there is that aspect to it, the sort of added layer to just normal reading, but now you have to do a bit of research as well. I'm really enjoying it at the moment. It is a very dark book, contrary to what I said earlier about me not enjoying dark books. It is a very depressing, horrible world that this is set in. So it's set in the city of New Crobazon, which is, if you know Terry Pratchett's Discworld series, the city of Ankh-Morpork is like this really disgusting, horrible, everything stinks, there's crime everywhere. It's led by this dictator, Lord Vetinari. So this New Crobazon in this book is like Ankh-Morpork but turned up to 11. So you've got the same of just destruction and poverty and violence and murder and crime everywhere. But we're following Isaac, who is a human scientist, and he sort of dabbles in all sorts of different research, and he is approached by a creature called it's gone out of my head, a Garuda, who are these flying or winged nomadic desert species, and his name is Yagarek. So Yagarek, he committed a crime, we don't know what just yet, I haven't got up to that, and as a punishment his wings were cut off, and so he comes to Isaac looking for Isaac to basically make him new wings and make him be able to fly again. So that's Isaac's sort of story, and then Isaac is in a relationship with Lynn, who is not human, and she is a let me check.
2 hours later.
So Lynn is actually a Khepri, which took me far too long to look up and remember. But so basically she's got many different legs. She's got like a mouth within her mouth. She's got like these sucker thingies on the back of her neck. She's a really bizarre kind of creature, which this book is full of really weird and crazy creatures, along with what are called remades. So when somebody commits a crime, they are sentenced to remaking, which means that they'll have like there's one character or one woman we're told about who accidentally or on purpose murdered her baby, and so she was sentenced to have her baby's arms like in what's the word, I can't think of when you surgically insert into her body. I can't think of what I'm saying. Yeah, so like it's a really disturbing kind of world. As I said, it is a bit of a challenge to read. It is dense, it's long, but I feel like it's probably worth it because the world is so alive and real and horrific. But I'm well enjoying, but I'm fascinated by the story. As an antidote to that book, to Parody No Straight, I'm reading Guards, or listening to Guards, by Terry Pratchett, because of course I don't physically read these books at the moment. I'm listening to them on audiobook because I do have a vision impairment. although I'm getting new glasses, which hopefully means I can read normal book print, which I'm very excited about. So Guards is, I think the 11th, or don't quote me on that one, but I think it's about the 11th book in the Discworld series. So the thing about the Discworld series is that you don't need to read them in chronological order as they were published, because there are series within that overall series. So the Discworld is a flat the world is flat on the back of 4 elephants, which are on the back of the great Archean, the great flying space turtle. So we follow different groups within the Discworld, and there are sort of just standalone books as well. So Guards deals with the Night Watch, and I'm pretty sure it's the first one in the Night Watch series, in the Discworld series. So then we also have the Witches stories, which starts with Equal Rights or with Weird Sisters. I think you could probably start with either, but I love Equal Rights, so I don't see why you wouldn't read that one. So then there's also Death's series, so you could just read Death's books. They are just a pure delight to read and to listen to. It's narrated by Nigel Planer. If you know any like British comedy series, he's this massively famous comedic actor. He's brilliant. I know him from The Young Ones, one of my favorite series. So he reads most of the books, and then Celia Imrie, who's also a British actress, she reads the Witches books as well. So the two of them are, they increase my enjoyment tenfold. So we've got typical Terry Pratchett humour, storytelling, ridiculousness. I was listening to it in bed last night and trying not to laugh to wake Michelle up. So we've got the Night Watch, who have just had a new recruit, and they don't know what to do with him because he keeps arresting people. And this is a major problem, because the Night Watch definitely don't arrest people. They are the police of the Discworld, but they definitely do not go around arresting the head of the Thieves Guild or the Assassins Guild. So there's a lot of fun wordplay and situations and completely ridiculous things that Terry Pratchett writes. So that is basically, I use the Discworld series as an antidote to whatever else I'm reading. So because I'm reading Parody No Straight and it is quite intense, I'll only listen to that during the day, and then to calm down and relax, I will listen to Guards, because it's just fun and relaxing, and you know that nothing terribly awful is going to happen, and even if it does, you're laughing about it anyway. So yeah. So that's what I'm currently reading. I'll probably be finished Guards fairly soon. I'm not going to be finishing Parody No Straight anytime soon. I've still got 26 hours left of that one. And A Conjuring of Light I'm actually physically reading instead of listening to the audiobook, because in Australia we don't seem to have access to that particular audiobook. So yeah, my currently reading will probably stay similar for the next couple months probably. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget, if you did like it, share it, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.